this video, we'll be following up on the previous video where we calculated the early start, early finish times, and now we're going to do a backward pass starting at the end of our last activity of our project and then working back toward the beginning of the project. We want to determine the latest start and latest finish times. So we start at the very end and we look at the latest finish. Well, the latest finish in this last activity has to correlate to the earliest finish since there's nothing else that comes after. So the latest finish will be 165, which is the same as our earliest finish. So I'm going to highlight that then to indicate that we have completed calculating the latest finish. And the latest start would have to be the 165 minus the 45-minute duration for hauling the trash. And so our latest start is 120 minutes. 165 minus 45 is 120. So now we have all the times calculated for the last activity. Continuing backward to the next layer of activities, we want to calculate the latest finish of bagging the grass and bundling the trash. So we'll look at the succeeding activity of hauling the trash, and we're going to look toward the latest start time. And since there's only one activity, then the latest finish of these two activities has to correlate to the latest start of the final activity. So that's 120. So both of those latest finish times are complete since they correlate with the latest start time of the final activity. The latest start time of the bagging the grass and bundling the trash activities would have to be the 120 minutes latest finish minus the 30-minute duration for this activity. 120 minus 30 is 90. So the latest start time for bagging the grass will be 90. Calculating the latest start time for bundling the trash, we determine the latest finish is 120 minus 15 duration of the process of bundling the trash gives us 105 minutes. 120 minus 15 is 105. So we are done then calculating the late times for bagging the grass and bundling the trash. Continuing backward, we're going to look at trimming the weeds, edging the sidewalk, trimming the hedge, and then we'll also look at the mowing the back. So let's look at the latest finish for mowing the back. And I'll pull up our little dialog box here. Alright, so we're trying to calculate the latest finish, and then to do that we need to look at the two succeeding activities, and in this case we're going to take the minimum of the latest start times between bagging the grass and bundling the trash. So the minimum of 90 and 105 is 90. That means then that the latest finish of mowing the back will be 90 minutes, the lesser of the two between 90 and 105 latest starts for these two activities. Alright, so we have now the latest finish, and then the latest start time of mowing the back would have to be the 90 minutes we just calculated minus 30, the duration of this activity, which is 60 minutes. Alright, we'll continue, go down to the trimming the hedge here. Again, we're going to look at the succeeding activity. So which activities immediately come after trimming the hedge? And if we follow the line diagram, again, it's bagging the grass and bundling the trash. So we're going to take the minimum of 90, the latest start for bagging the grass, and 105, the latest start for bundling the trash, and that of course will be 90. So our latest finish for trimming the hedge activity is 90 minutes. The latest start would have to be then 90 minutes latest finish minus the duration of 30 gives us 60 minutes as the latest start for trimming the hedge. Moving up to edging the sidewalk. Again, what are the two activities that come immediately after edging the sidewalk? And same situation. We're going to look at bagging the grass, bundling the trash, taking the minimum of the latest start times of these two activities like we did earlier, comparing 90 to 105. The lesser of the two is 90. and so we'll enter 90 as our latest finish again. The latest start for edging the sidewalk would be the 90 minutes latest finish minus 15 duration is 75 minutes. Up to mowing the front. Now, what activity comes immediately after mowing the front? Mowing the back does. So here we're going to look to the latest start time for mowing the back. And there's only one thing, there's nothing to compare it to here. So the latest start time for mowing the back has to correlate to the latest finish time of mowing the front, which is 60. So no calculation there needed. And then the latest start for mowing the front will be the 60 minutes latest finish minus the 45 duration for mowing the front. That means our latest start would have to be at 15 minutes. 60 minus 45. And then moving up to trimming the weeds. Again, what are the activities that immediately follow trimming the weeds? Again, we're looking at bagging the grass and bundling the trash. Those two activities come immediately after trimming the weeds. So we'll look again to the minimum of the two latest start times of these two activities, and that is 90 again. 90 minus 30-minute duration for this activity of trimming the weeds is 60 minutes. That has to be our latest start for the activity of trimming the weeds. And then finally, the last layer, we continue the exact same process. So let's start with picking up the trash. The latest finish for picking up the trash has to be the minimum of the latest start times of trimming the weeds, mowing the front, and edging the sidewalk. So we're going to compare 75 to 15 to 60 because these are the three activities that immediately follow picking up the trash. And the minimum of 60, 15, and 75 is 15. So we will select 15 as our latest finish time. The latest start time, of course, is at the initiation of the project. 15 minus 15 is 0. This process will repeat for putting gas in the equipment. What is the latest finish time? Again, look at the immediately succeeding these three activities. Take the minimum of the latest start times of these three activities, and it'll be the exact same result. 15 minutes will be the latest finish of putting the gas in the equipment activity. 15 minutes minus the 5-minute duration means our latest start time is at 10 minutes. And then finally, the very last activity we're going to be determining the latest times for is getting the hedge clipper. Well, there's only one succeeding or following activity for getting the hedge clipper, as we talked about before, and that's trimming the hedge. So we only need to look to the latest start time for trimming the hedge, which is 60, and that'll be the latest finish time. It'll correlate to the latest finish time of getting the hedge clipper. And then finally, the latest finish time of 60 minus the duration of getting the hedge clipper of 5 minutes means that the latest we can start the process of getting the hedge clipper is at 55 minutes. Once all these values then are now determined, then as I said earlier in the beginning of the first video, we now can determine the critical path, which was predetermined since these values were already filled in, and any slack that we have. We can take advantage of that to reallocate resources.